And welcome back to Party Chew. So today I have a special guest, my son, Gage. He's gonna be here today because I am actually doing one of my favorite recipes that I've had for about 15 to 20 years now. I've been doing this banana bread recipe for a very long time. I have never seen the same ingredients that other people have used, so I think I can finally say this is really my recipe. So let's get chewing. So we're gonna start, and today he is going to be helping me. So I'm gonna be naming the ingredients and he's gonna be mixing. So we're gonna be starting with the butter and the sugar to cream that first. So go ahead, Gage, and get that butter in there. Just plop it all in. You can just put it all in. So it's unsalted butter, and we're using 3/4 cups of butter. I have had this softening as well outside. Now we're gonna use sugar, which there is a lot. The sugar is 2 1/4 cups. Go ahead and pour that all in. All right, so now he's got that in, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this on. So go ahead and turn that on, Gage. Let's just do that at like a 2 so not everything goes flying, because trust me, we don't want a mess. All right, so we're gonna get that cream together. This is a creaming method. This is what you do when you mix your butter and your sugar together. All right, go ahead and put that on a higher speed. All right, so now we're getting all that. It's gonna get a little crumbly, and I'll show you what it looks like. So now that is looking pretty good. Like I said, a lot easier when the butter is more at room temperature. So now, as you can see, that's what that looks like, nice and crumbly. All right, now we're gonna move on to the next ingredients. So the next ingredients, we're gonna be adding our eggs. We're gonna do our eggs one at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and crack them for him, and then he can add them into, all right, here's your first egg. And then you're gonna go ahead and make sure that's locked, and then do your next speed, slow. Okay, when you see that looks like it's incorporated, go ahead and stop it and do the next egg. Very good. And then we're gonna do it again. All right, so we got our 3 eggs. We're gonna go ahead and get that last one mixed in. So that is looking nice and gooey, as you can see. What that will look like once your eggs are mixed in and incorporated. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop that again, okay? And then you're gonna go ahead and put your vanilla in. This is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then go ahead, and this is a 1/3 cup of sour cream. So the sour cream keeps it moist, and it does make a big difference. Make sure you get everything out of there. Go ahead and mix that a little bit. Okay, and then while that's mixing, go ahead and put your lemon juice in. This is 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. This is not very much, but just, okay. And then you're going to have 2/3 cups of applesauce. I do not use oil in my recipe either. So everything is pretty natural. I use the unbleached, better cane sugar as well. Now we're going to go ahead and add the bananas. These are super ripe mashed bananas. I have about 5 bananas in here that I've mashed. They were black, let me tell you. They were super, super black. That's what makes it sweeter. That gives you the sugar that's coming from the bananas. So I usually take the bananas and then I put them in the freezer, and then I let them freeze, and then I just let them cool, and then I mash them, and then they're gonna go right into this banana bread. So go ahead and get these bananas in there. Just pour the whole thing in there. Okay, and then go ahead and get that cinnamon in there. So it's also a great way to, if you don't eat all those bananas, because a lot of times you get so many bananas and you don't know what to do with them, go ahead and I peel them immediately. They're black, gross looking, and then put them in a bag, get them in the freezer, and then you can use them for banana bread later. Trust me, it works. Okay, let's lock this and let's mix it again. Okay, so now that's fine. We just needed a little mix on that. So now we're gonna go ahead and get our flour in. And then we have our baking soda, and we have our baking powder as well. All right, go ahead and start getting this in there. I would just, because there's a lot, so I'm just gonna start pouring that in there. Okay, don't fling it. All right, and then we're gonna do your baking soda and baking powder. And then This is very important. Make sure you, let's do it only on stir because this flour will go everywhere.
Stir.
Yep. There we go. And just let that go for a minute until everything kind of starts incorporating. Once it starts incorporating a little bit more, then we can go ahead and get that up a little to speed. You smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take it and I'm gonna scrape it. So we make sure we get everything in there because sometimes it doesn't get to the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and drop that and mix it again, and then we should be good to start pouring. So while he's doing that, I went ahead and buttered these pans. I have a little bit of smaller pans and I just took the butter stick, buttered it, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to it. And then so I'm just taking a little bit of extra flour and dusting it like so, just to help prevent the sticking. These are non-stick pans, but you know, they still stick sometimes. Okay. Just like that. And then do the next one. All right, so those are ready, and then we're gonna go ahead and just start pouring this into the pans. I have my oven at 350, and it's going to cook to, depending on what pan you put it in, but it takes around 40 minutes usually to bake. You're gonna wanna check it maybe at 30. If I do it in muffin pans, which I have in the past, sometimes it doesn't take as long depending on the size of the muffin. So just keep an eye on it. Want to pour it?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it? Start pouring it in. And you're not going to want to fill these all the way up because they will grow. Does that look really yummy? You're excited about eating these, aren't you? I know you love this banana bread. All right, so that's what they look like in the pan. Nice and beautiful. Left a little bit of room on top. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get these in the oven. Again, 350 for about 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll check them. Oh, wow. Ooh, right behind me. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think they're ready. So let's get them out of the oven. Look how beautiful those look. Get those on. Okay, then I'm just gonna, look, these are coming out beautifully, so I don't think I really even need to do this. I can just see. Okay, I don't think I need to do any of that. They're gonna come out nice and beautiful. So just flip those right over. And next one.
Ooh. Ah.
So where do you want me to cut?
This one.
Okay, now the famous taste test. Gage's favorite part. So let's take a bite, Gage.
Like and subscribe, part 2 out.